We now enter the Disney Renaissance. We were promised more vivid animation, more vibrant writing, and more exciting characters. Did they deliver? Well, in my honest opinion, yes. What's more, we got all of it much more regularly. From 1989 onwards, a new Disney animated film was released almost every year. Containing some of the best movie magic ever captured, from slick CGI integration to endless karaoke favourites to the introduction of Pixar, between 1989 and 1995, Disney were on a roll. Okay, technically the Disney Renaissance lasted until 1999, but frankly the late 90s... well, we'll get there. Look, just because something has vastly improved doesn't necessarily mean it's good. I mean, the last official Disney princess was... her. It's not hard to go uphill from there, you hear me? Even in The Little Mermaid, widely considered one of the best films ever released by Disney, there is still a lot to criticise. And in my opinion, far and away the worst part of the movie is the petite ladyfish herself, Ariel. I'll be honest, I'm not going to have a lot of good things to say about this girl whose hair I will never stop trying to recreate, so I will say this straight away. She is a very realistic 16-year-old. She's stroppy, emotional, rebellious, and wants to be somewhere else. She's also naive about this mysterious world she loves so much, but she wants to live there anyway. Yep, sounds like a 16-year-old to me. This behaviour is somewhat perpetuated by her father, King Triton, who regards her as the baby of the family, struggling to see her as an adult who can make her own decisions, and therefore imposes strict rules on her. Well, no wonder she wants out. But that's really all the good I have to say about her. Let the nitpicking commence! Firstly, for all the help she receives from Flounder and Scuttle, she doesn't appear very thankful. She shows gratitude towards Scuttle one time, and she shows some level of affection towards Flounder. I actually really like that she would instantly drop her bag of treasures to save Flounder's life, even though moments earlier she'd risked her own to retrieve it. But that's about it. Almost every good deed they do for her goes unacknowledged. Secondly, and similarly, when it comes to Sebastian, she actually seems to expect his help. He literally nearly dies in an effort to help her, and not once does she say thank you for it. Thirdly, she swims away during Under the Sea. Crazy bitch. Now, I said that the only good thing about her was her realistic portrayal as a teenager, but there is actually one other thing I like, and that's her drive and curiosity. She refuses to give up no matter what obstacle is put in front of her, no matter how much the people around her try to destroy her, no matter how dire the situation. That is, until the very end, when all of that good character development is flushed down the toilet with the arrival of the prince's new bride-to-be, and suddenly she's a helpless damsel with no clue what to do. Bullshit! She didn't let having no voice get in her way. She didn't let living in different worlds get in her way. Are we really supposed to believe that she would just up and quit when she was the closest she'd ever been to getting what she wanted, just because some other woman showed up? Did she not think to go to Eric and express her sadness at this? Or go to the new woman and find out who she is? Because if she'd done that, I think the movie would have ended a lot more quickly when she heard that eerily familiar voice. Nah, fuck proactivity, that would just get in the way of all the moping. But I could tolerate all that. Except there is one problem, the biggest problem, that I just cannot find a way to forgive. And that is, Ariel doesn't have an emotional story arc. Now that's not to say she doesn't have emotions. She has all the short-term emotions you could expect from a story like this. Hope, anger, denial, frustration, sadness, longing, etc., etc. But her goal at the end of the film is exactly the same as the beginning. There's no epiphany moment for her, because she actually doesn't do anything for herself. Ursula is the one who turns her into a human. Eric is the one who helps her when she's found. Sebastian is the one who helps her win Eric over. Scuttle is the one who discovers Ursula's plan. Flounder is the one who takes her to foil her. King Triton is the one who allows her the life she's always wanted. And why did they do all these things for her? Because she kept whining and whinging until she got her way. Sebastian does raise a good point.
You could go home with all the normal fish and just be miserable for the rest of your life.
Okay, yes, it sucks to be trapped somewhere you hate. Believe me, I've been there. But we never see her even attempt to find happiness with what she has, so why should we support her decision to just run away? I'm very, very torn by this romance. On the one hand, it's another bullshit love at first sight story. On the other hand, they do have to work to develop their relationship, and since she's lost her voice, they have to work harder than most. But on the other hand, a lot of that development is forced by Sebastian due to the ticking clock trope. But on the other hand, I'd be lying if I said I couldn't see a spark between them. Plus, Ariel is the first official Disney princess to have saved her love interest's life. That was pretty cool. Although by the end of the film, we have returned to the traditional damsel in distress, dashing hero cliche, but hey, it's a start. Eric might even be the first Disney prince to have actual standards.
Oh, Eric, it isn't me alone. The entire kingdom wants to see you happily settled down with the right girl.
Oh, she's out there somewhere. I just haven't found her yet.
So, yeah, I'm not sure. This was by far the best prince and princess romance Disney had given us in 1989, but given the competition, that's not saying much. And hindsight tells me we've got a lot better coming up. Like I mentioned before, beneath the admittedly strong resilience and determination that Ariel exhibits, she's actually quite a passive character. She has one very specific dream, to be able to live on land, and I'll give her this. Discovering the existence of Eric is merely a catalyst to speed up the achievement of her dream. He's not the cause of it. He's a nice added bonus for doing something she wanted to do anyway, and I really appreciate that because, be honest, we've all been motivated by lust to a certain extent at some point in our lives. Maybe not to do something we hadn't thought of doing before, but maybe as a propellant that gives us that extra push towards something we did want to do. But, as I mentioned, she's actually not a very proactive character when it comes to chasing her dreams. She just talks about it a lot. Who does that remind me of? Oh yeah, every Disney princess so far! I'm starting to think Ariel wasn't that much of a leap forward, you know. Okay, obviously she is a leap forward. She's more ambitious than Snow White, more interesting than Cinderella, and more everything than Aurora. There's certainly still room for improvement though. A lot of the old criticisms still stand. She falls in love too quickly, she's passive, and yes, she's even a bit boring. Cosmetically, yes, she's a step forward, and without Ariel, I doubt any of the later princesses would have been as awesome, so we owe her that at least. Next time we'll be looking at... Oh no. I'm not going to win any fans for this one. Join me next time when we'll be taking a critical look at Belle. And remember, they're just my opinions. Please don't hate me.